the real Gina B, Date with a Plate, and I am back again for another live. It's a little late because I was doing some things, but I am here. And I was going to share a gentle parenting story with you guys because I'm pretty sure everybody, if I've seen it, most of y'all have probably seen it. But since it's not my parenting channel, you're going to have to hop on the live over there right after this. It's Regina along with Not So Perfect Parenting. And you guys can hop over there and hear these it's two gentle parents parenting stories. I'm still pretty shocked at what parents have to go through nowadays. But since this is my Date with the Plate channel, and we talk about everything food, so if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do that. I have a lot of content coming out, lots and lots of content. If you like adventure, I got it. If you like travel, I got that too. If you like food challenges, if you wanted to try something and you're like, I don't really want to spend the money to try it, I probably tried it. So go ahead and check my channel out. I have restaurant reviews. I just did a really good review today that I have to edit and send out of a very, very old diner restaurant that's in my area. So I can't wait to get that out to you guys. And so much stuff that I did this summer. I haven't edited half of that stuff out yet. So we'll go ahead and you guys will see my content. So go ahead and like and subscribe. Share my content if you want to. I am Date with the Plate, all things food. So on here on this live, since we're not going to talk about gentle parenting, we're going to talk about that on the other channel. We are going to talk about relationships. So we had a little series going on, but because I can't always stay on track, and I got to tell y'all, some of the other stories, we're going to go back to the relationship thing because a lot of people seem like they were getting on. So, y'all come on in, come on in. We're going to talk about relationships, and how we worded it was marriage on the menu because it's food related. We're talking about it. Marriage, the three-course meal. Marriage being, marriage steps being the appetizer, which is you preparing yourself for marriage. Two would be the entree, and that's the relationship itself. And we haven't gotten into that just yet. I'm still on preparation. And then three is the dessert, keeping things pretty spicy. So, yeah, we're going to still talk about it. We are coming out of some books for tips. And of course, I got my own tips and things like that. But, why reinvent the wheel when you don't have to? So this saving your marriage before it starts, this is the workbook for men. I also have the workbook for women. Boom. So if you are married, or if you are engaged, or if you are with someone and you guys aren't engaged yet and you guys are thinking about getting engaged, these workbooks will be great. And then of course, if you got a workbook, you got a regular book. So, saving your marriage before it starts. The couples are supposed to go through this book, and then she has a workbook, he has a workbook. The workbooks are the same questions for him and her. It's just that she's doing one and then you're doing the other. And I do think it's very important for couples when you are preparing for an engagement, or if you're preparing for, if you're already married and you guys haven't been married for that long, and even if you have been married for long, I think these questions are still good and these books are still good to kind of go through, because a lot of times people don't get like premarital marital counseling or anything like that. A lot of times people don't get counseling until it's too late. You're already in a mess or whatever. So these books actually really help you to kind of stay on track. So one of the things in one of the episodes that we were talking about is this workbook here. It has some really great questions in it where it says your top 10 needs. And I really do think in a relationship that is extremely important to talk about things that are important to you, and talk about the needs and wants of a certain relationship. People can say they don't have to talk about that because it doesn't matter, but it does, because it may not come right out in your relationship in the beginning. Say, for instance, if I know these are petty things, and some people just kind of like me and my husband and I, we don't fight over who's going to take out the trash. People will be like, oh, women will be like, oh, I wouldn't dare take out the trash. Do I take out the trash often? No. When I was single, absolutely. A good portion of the time. Most of the time, I had my son take it out, but if I was just there or he wasn't at home and I didn't want to wait, I took the trash out myself. Like, I don't have a problem with that. And some people will down me and say, I'm not a very feminine woman and I ain't this and that. I don't care. To me, there's certain things that I'm not just going to argue over. I think it's petty. It's so much in life that you don't have to argue or figure out. If I'm right there by the trash and I feel like taking out the trash, and I can take out the trash, it makes no difference to me. Um, there's certain things you're just not going to die on that hill. But there are certain things I do think that couples should talk about, because I do see in other people's relationships where there are certain expectations that weren't talked about before, and it becomes a problem down the lines. One is like gender roles: who's going to take out the trash, who's going to wash the dishes, who's going to do this, because not all couples are mature enough to say, well, if I'm right here by the dishes, I can wash the dishes. Like even tonight I was supposed to cook, and my husband came home and he cooked for himself because he has two hands and he can do that. Do I cook? Absolutely. But does he cook? Yes. And he cooks very well. And he does not mind cooking his own food if I decide not to cook that day. And nobody's hustling, fussing, or whatever. If I decide to pick up the check, guess what? I'll pick it up because it's our money. It's our money. There's no 50-50 in a relationship. It's 100-100. If I pick up the check with the card that I happen to have, is his card too. It's our money. So none of that stuff matters. Y'all be fighting over stupid stuff. So anyway, your top 10 needs, it talks about in this book. It says, below are some of the most common needs that people identify as being most important in a marriage. And then they have an assessment and a sheet that you can rate these needs. So here, and I'm going to read those needs real quick, and then I'm going to hop off here and go to my parenting channel. So it says, how important is admiration to you? And it says, not important, label it a 1. To 1 through 7, and 7 being the most important. So they have admiration. Is admiration important to you? Is affection important? Commitment, companionship, conversation, financial support, honesty, intimacy, personal space, respect, rootedness, security, sex, and shared activities. And then at the bottom, it has 2 little lines for you to add what's important to you. So I really, during the week, we're going to get into more of those and more explanations of it. But I just wanted to get on here real quick because I'm going to jump on my other channel, Not So Perfect Parenting, and we're going to talk about gentle parenting, and it's going to be pretty lit over there. So I am Regina Long. I'm getting on here every single night on my live, and I will see you guys soon. It's Regina, or it's the real Gina B, Date with the Plate. Only eat if it's good.